Hello everyone and welcome back to Tia's Coloring Chronicles. And today we are going to be coloring in baby dragons. I broke down, I got it, I'd been looking at it for a while. It does fit in with my whole fantasy kind of theme that I like with my stuff, so not too far out of the ordinary for me. And this is the picture I fell in love with. Little mommy dragon with her little baby dragon. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're also doing it in alcohol markers. Now, if you have watched my channel for any length of time whatsoever, you know that me and alcohol markers, well, we have a past. And sometimes it's not pretty and we fight each other and, yeah. So, but we're doing this. We're doing this today. We're doing it with our alcohol markers. I kind of see mom in this pretty purple and maybe baby in like this light blue. So we are doing it. I'm going to set my timer so we have 30 minutes on the clock and start. And let's do this, folks. I got home from work. My husband took me out to Chinese. Even with the crappy weather, so that was nice. Let's see. So that was nice to go out to eat and not have to worry about anything. We have this buffet in town, and it's amazing. And the woman there is so nice. And I didn't have to cook. I didn't have to worry about it, to be fair. Since starting day shift, like, they advertised as an 8-hour job, but it's not really an 8-hour job. Like, I don't get home till, like, I don't know, today I got home at 4. So, but I haven't done much cooking since I've been to day shift, if I'm, like, 100% completely honest. I'm going to color, if I could talk today, color over these scales, and then I'm going to go back over them with a darker color, and I'm actually thinking maybe a glittery gel pen. I haven't quite decided about that, though, so we'll see where the world leads us. Let's go ahead and flip to the chisel tip. Maybe that's my problem. Who knows? The tiny human and the husband are up and about, so you might hear them running around. The dogs are up and about, so you might hear them running about. I forgot to tell you guys that a couple weeks ago, my husband took me to go see Mary Poppins, and it was amazing. I'm a big fan of the original movie. I remember watching it with my grandparents when they used to play it on television during... They used to play it on television every once in a while. And I'd watch it with my grandparents, my grandma and Grandpa Brown then. So I have fond memories of that. Outside my grandparents' house, there was a field, and like one year it would be corn, and the next year it would be soybeans, because, you know, I live in the middle of farming central. They weren't farmers, and my grandma, when it was soybean year, used to send me and my brother out after the plow had gone through to pick up some of the ones that had fallen and hadn't been harvested. And maybe occasionally just to go ahead and pick them before the harvest. And she would shuck them and put a little olive oil in a pan and fry them up. And that would be our snack that night, would be toasted soybeans with some salt on them. And they were delicious. Pretty sure if I tried them now, I'd think they were gross. But I thought they were good at the time. Is this marker going out on me, or is it just how I'm coloring? See, me and alcohol markers, I think it's going out. Look at that. I think it's going out. And I just started her too. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah. All right. Let's just switch over to this. Maybe that's where I'll ink go. Oh, hey. That's better. That's just used up all the ink on that side. I have them laying flat, so it shouldn't have happened, but whatever. Another memory I have of we were big, when I was a kid, my family was big into camping. That's one of the things me and my husband want to do is get a camper. And my grandparents and my parents would go camping every weekend from the moment it was warm enough to go camping. Like, seriously, I have pictures of me and my brother dyeing Easter eggs at the campground. And we would stop camping when it was too cold to go camping. And we had campers. Like, my parents had a pop-up camper. And my grandparents had one of those big long tow-alongs. And I have some pretty fond memories of camping. I actually got married in the same campground that we used to go camping in all the time, because those are where my fondest childhood memories are. And that's where I wanted to start my family, was that campground. So hopefully it would rub off. And it has so far. We don't get out and about into the wild and woods as much as I would hoped we would, but we're hoping to get a camper in the next couple of years, and we've done some tent camping, but it's just not the same. And we haven't taken Tiny Human camping yet. I wonder how he's going to do with raccoons and all the different noises there are during camping. But me and my brother, we used to ride our bicycles along the campgrounds. And we knew every trail in that campground, like the back of our hands. We would take off in the morning. And remember, this is like in the late 80s to early 90s. So, I mean, it was a lot more, I guess kids had a lot more freedom. There was a lot less risks. But we used to take off on our bikes after breakfast. And we would just run the campground. We would ride our bikes everywhere. We'd ride them down to the docks. And they used to have this program where you could collect pop tabs and turn them in for candy. So me and my brother would go from empty campsite to empty campsite looking for pop tabs and pop cans that we could pull the tabs off of, so we could turn them in for candy. It was a pretty good deal. They had a restaurant down there, but I don't remember eating it there as a child. I remember we always got tenderloins. We always stopped by IGA and got pork tenderloins the day we sat up camp, because that was usually a pretty stressful day and nobody wanted to drag out the hot dogs and the aluminum foil and the potatoes and everything like that. My mom always made sure we had s'mores that night, though, so that was nice. When we set up, it was always pork tenderloins from IGA, and they were huge. I mean, like dinner plate size tenderloins. Me and my brother always split one. And then my grandpa and my dad would take off and go fishing, and my mom and my grandma would visit around the fire all day. And then me and Drew, who's my brother, would wander back when we were hungry or we were thirsty, and eat and drink and take off again and show back up around dusk. And I gotta tell you, it was a good life. Those are my favorite childhood memories. Every once in a while, my mom and dad and me and Drew would play a game of baseball, and they had a park there. They had several parks, so me and Drew just kind of bounced from park to park sometimes, because each one had like different equipment and different play stuff. So I still have, interesting little side note, I have 2 scars from that park. We always camped in the same park, in the same spot. And right across the street was one of the playgrounds, and it had a metal slide. And I have a scar, 2 scars right under my chin, because, you know, once is never enough. Where one time it was raining, and it's the same slide. One time it was raining, and I decided that it would be a good idea to try to run up the slide. Well, I'm not sure if you guys know, but cheap canvas shoes and rain and a metal slide, that doesn't work real well. So I ended up getting my chin. My mom, who was a nurse, as I mentioned, had a nice stocked little first aid kit, and I ended up having to get my chin steri stripped instead of taking me to get stitches. Just steri stripped it. And I have a nice little scar under my chin. And you can't tell it unless I like tilt my head all the way up and point it out to you. And then there's a scar right behind that scar on my chin, which is from the same slide, but this one was just, I think I was playing tag with my cousin, and I fell, and I tripped, and caught my chin on the slide. But I have a scar in my eyebrow where I tripped and fell over a coffee table. But I was learning to walk then. I was like 3. Or not 3, that's way too old to be trying to learn to walk. I was like 9, 10 months, and I fell and hit on the coffee table and had to go to get stitches. And I want to say I got stitches another time from that coffee table too. But I don't remember where. I know it was on my face. But I don't know if it was my eyebrow again, or I don't know. But yep, I miss my grandparents. Those were my grandma and grandpa Browns, my mom's parents. So we're hoping to be able to get a camper fairly soon. That way when the spring hits, we can take Briar camping. And on the weekends that I'm not working, we can head out to that same campground that I used to run as a kid, and he can have some of that joy. And I made some good friends there. I used to have what I called weekend friends, because they would only be there for the weekend and then I'd never see them again. Because, you know, not everybody lived their entire lives at a campground in the summer. Just my family. And I have some memories. There was a raccoon we called Stubby, or Stumpy, that we fed circus peanuts to. And he always came around. There was a park ranger that only had one arm. I want to say maybe his name was Mike. And my cousins didn't live far from the campground, so sometimes they would come visit us. How did I get from Mary Poppins? Wasn't I talking about Mary Poppins? And then all of a sudden I'm talking about camping with my grandparents. It's funny how the brain works, isn't it? So anyway, back to Mary Poppins. It was really interesting because you could kind of draw correlations I'm not going to give any spoilers, no spoilers, but you could draw correlations in between the two movies. So if they did one thing in one movie, they did something similar in this movie. Okay, so one spoiler, it's not a plot spoiler or anything, but in the original Mary Poppins, they jumped into a chalk drawing. And in this movie, they jump into this fancy plate. So, and it has like really the same kind of feel to it. So, but if you haven't seen it and you like the first Mary Poppins, I really suggest you go see the second one. Because it is... Oh, was that the... Oh, that's the baby dragon. Let me see if I can do some damage control. Let's see. We're just gonna let that sit for a minute and see what happens. I think I might have made it worse. Ugh! Pay attention to what I'm doing, huh? So, it was a good movie. And me and my husband hadn't been out to a movie since... what was the last movie me and him went and saw before that? I don't even remember. I'm a big Potter fan, and I had wanted to go see the new Fantastic Beasts movies. But it just didn't happen. You know, adulting's hard. Sometimes things get in the way. Sometimes money is an issue. Sometimes just finding the time off together is an issue. Sometimes there's bigger and better, more pressing priorities than going and seeing a movie. Y'all know how it is. So, we didn't go see that one, but I'll rent it when it comes out. I'll probably buy it, honestly, to add to the collection. I have a friend, my neighbor, who I've talked about on here, has never seen Harry Potter. I was like, I have to lend you the videos, but I haven't gotten around to it. And the last time I tried to hand them to her, she's like, I'm too busy right now. I'm like, okay. They're here when you want them. Oh, see, I think she looks pretty. Blotchy. But doesn't all my alcohol markers look blotchy? I've tried watching Anne, man. I've tried. She makes it look so seamless and so pretty. And she has to color so fast. And I'm just not I try, but I'm just not there yet, I guess. But the more you use a medium, the better you get at it. So hopefully, I'll get pretty good this soon. Maybe if I quit changing directions all the time, but this marker's running out and I'm trying to milk it. How to see how they fill these up with the Copic stuff. I really enjoyed my live stream I had on the other day. I plan on doing some more of those, but honestly, I haven't. I thought this job would give me lots and lots of time to color, but I'm actually having a hard time finding time to color and finding time to decompress and watch my videos that I like to watch on YouTube. And by the time I get home from work, I'm just like, okay, but your mom, you don't get that option. You don't get to just decompress and do what you want to do. It's, okay, now it's feed the kid, now it's bathe the kid, now it's So just finding the time has been a little difficult, but I'll find a groove. I mean, I just started day shift not too long ago, so I'm still needing to find the groove, and it's getting better. It used to be really easy because I worked nights, so I could come home and he would still be asleep, and I could decompress for a little bit coloring before he woke up, and I just don't have that option. Then if I stay up late, I have to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So I guess that did work kind of all right, didn't it? See if it doesn't do it just a little bit better. We can't get it just a little bit more. Nope, it's just going to spread it. But that's all right. I think I can cover that up with blue. I think we'll be all right. So yeah. All right. So we're going to leave this color out. And let's see. I want kind of like a darker, what color? I was thinking maybe gel pen, but I'm just not really a gel pen girl. If I can find something glittery, maybe. No. Oh, that one's almost all used up. I must have liked that one for something. Is this one glittery? What color is it? Oh, no. God, no. Okay, so, well, this one's glittery, but there's not a lot left in it. Let's see. Will that work? Oh, man. No, this will not work at all. It's all right. I'll cover it with stickles later. We'll just fill this in with a different purple. What purple do I want? Let's try maybe this one. Let's give this one a shot and see what happens. Oh, I think that'll work. Then we can do the belly and right through there and right in here with this purple, you think? You guys think that's too dark? Maybe that's too dark. Too big of a bam. Let's try this one maybe. I kind of like that one better, but it's a little more muted. I don't know. I still think it's too dark. Go a little lighter. Let's see what we got. What do we got? There's this. Oh, see, I don't even think that would show up on there. Do you? No. I bet it won't. Here, we'll try it here. See what happens. Let it dry and see what happens. Let's see. We got... Ooh, what about this one? See, that says... No. There's this one. Let's try this one. Winna chicken dinner. I like that one. What do you think? Yes. We're going to go with that. Alright. We are definitely going with this one, which is from Bix Marking. And it's Polynesian Purple. Well, I don't mind if I do. See what I did? Did you guys see it? We'll get to it. That's the reason I always leave my colors out, because it would have taken me forever to find the exact shade. Forever. So I leave my colors out so I know what I'm using. Look at that little heart. Oh, they love each other. Ooh, my belly's full. Wind's howling outside. We're expecting an ice storm, I guess. That's what they've been saying. And I'm just like, okay. And people are freaking out about it, and I'm just like, okay. Like, Took a long time for winter to get to Illinois, but it sure is here now. I wanted to go take my nieces to go see Mary Poppins, but that didn't happen either. But it will. Nothing else, I'll rent it, and we'll have a nice little movie night here at the house. Me and my sister-in-law have been talking about taking all the kids bowling. Briar's never been bowling, so that'll be a new and fun adventure for him. I'm not sure how he'll deal with the noise level, because he seems really sensitive to noise. Oh yeah, I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. I like how that's coming out. So what's everybody been coloring? Even if it's not Jade Summer. I have been coloring this, honestly. I finished up the deer on my live stream. I mean, I added a few little highlights and details, but it was pretty much done. I'll probably leave this to render and then push play when I get up, or push publish whenever I get up for work in the morning, because I am finding that's the best way to go about it, is to download it and put it on, let it render in the YouTube software, whatever they do, and then go to bed, and in the morning when I get up for work, I push publish, and it's free to the world to fly free. I know, very dramatic. Been looking into maybe taking some Zumba and some water Zumba classes at the YMCA. I told my husband we need to get into a shape other than round. It wouldn't scare me so much, but I don't know. The thought of like leaving Briar too soon, like before I see him have kids or graduate high school or whatever, that kind of, that bothers me now. My husband's mom passed away when he was 15, and I know that he really misses her terribly, and he is, I don't really want to say the word bothered, but kind of bothered by the fact that she's missed a lot of his big life events, like us getting married and having Briar. Those are the two big ones I think that it bothers him that she's not here. She has not been here for. So, and Christmas always kind of makes him a little sad because that was his and his mom's holiday. Like, I guess they went like all out for it, and I always try to make it special for him. Do like just one day where it's nothing but Christmas stuff. We play Christmas movies and we bake Christmas cookies and listen to Christmas music and do all kinds of Christmas related activities. Or Yule activities, whatever you want to call it. And this year I didn't have it in me because my mom was big into Christmas as well, and I just didn't have it in me this year. But he was really understanding, so it's alright. I didn't even get into Halloween like I normally do. I mean, I took Briar out trick-or-treating, but usually I like decorate my yard. I decorate my porch. Me and my mom had this tradition called Hat Day that happened in October, where we wore these funky witch hats and would go out to eat and go out to the stores and go shopping while wearing these hats. It was just a fun little tradition we had. I'm going to finish up her wings and then that'll be about 30 minutes. And so we're going to call it there, guys. So I'm going to finish up the inside of her wings. So, looking into getting a little healthier for the kid. If it cuts off, it's because my phone's a butt. Likes to cut me off around the 30-minute mark, and I'm trying to hurry up to get this done so we don't go over too much and it doesn't cut me off. Maybe when I get paid, I'll go ahead and I'll pick up the purple set of the Spectrum Noirs because I really like those. And if some of my purples are running out, that seems like a good excuse to me. Like we ever need an excuse to buy new coloring supplies. Psh. Sometimes they just magically appear in my cart, and I'm like, I have no idea who pushed that and how it could possibly have ended up in my cart. I have no idea. Bye now. So, all right, we're calling her.